Welcome back to the channel. Rare Coins Collections. Today, we've got a fascinating piece of American history to dive into, one that might just have a lot more value than you'd expect. If you think all old coins are just pocket change, wait until you hear about the United States 5-cent coin from 1975, also known as the 1975 mint mark nickel. This seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding a small fortune in your collection. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll find out just how much this nickel is really worth. The 5-cent coin from 1975, though not particularly rare in its general production, holds an intriguing story that makes it highly coveted by collectors. You see, coins from this period are a little more than just metal currency. They're a snapshot of the past, capturing a moment in American history that shaped the economy and culture. In the mid-70s, the U.S. was coming out of the turbulent 1960s, and the 5-cent piece, which has been in circulation since 1866, was still a popular coin used in everyday transactions. At the time, the U.S. Mint was churning out these nickels for regular use. They were part of the ongoing production of the Jefferson Nickel series, which featured the famous Thomas Jefferson on the obverse. But here's where things get interesting. Some 1975 5-cent coins from certain mints weren't produced quite like the others. This brings us to a crucial aspect of the coin's value: the mint mark. Mint marks are symbols that identify where the coin was produced. For 1975, the mint produced nickels with different mint marks from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of the 1975 5-cent coins you'll find will have either no mint mark or a D for Denver. These are the more common varieties, and although they're still part of an important historical era, their value is fairly modest in the coin collecting world. However, it's the rare coins with specific mint marks that have caused quite a stir. The key here is understanding what makes a coin valuable beyond its face value. For collectors, the rarity of certain mint marks combined with the coin's condition can increase its worth dramatically. Many 1975 nickels from the Denver Mint were released into circulation and have been subject to years of wear and tear. Finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition is a rare event. What makes the 1975 5-cent coin so sought after, however, is a special edition that was produced with a particular minting error. These coins came from a certain batch where the mint mark was either missing or improperly stamped. When a mint mark is missing or flawed, it becomes a key feature for collectors who specialize in error coins. And it's these error coins that command the highest prices. If you come across a 1975 nickel without a mint mark or with a defective mint mark, you've found yourself a true treasure. As more and more of these coins are found and the stories behind them are uncovered, their value keeps increasing. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value as well. A coin that has been kept in mint condition, free from scratches, tarnish, or excessive wear, will always be worth more than one that has seen heavy circulation. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1975 5-cent coin worth, really? Well, in average condition, these coins usually go for a few dollars or maybe even less depending on the market and demand. But, if you happen to have one of those rare, flawless 1975 nickels with a missing or defective mint mark, then the value skyrockets. We're talking about an astonishing $55,000 for a single 1975 5-cent coin. Imagine, $55,000 for something as simple as a nickel. That's the kind of discovery that could completely change the life of any collector or treasure hunter. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins lying around, it's definitely worth a closer inspection. In the world of numismatics, these kinds of finds don't come around often, and the lucky few who have them are sitting on a small fortune. If you're interested in coin collecting or just curious about what coins might be hiding in your loose change, this is a prime example of why it's always a good idea to double-check the coins in your collection. You never know what hidden gem might be right under your nose. So, if you've got a 1975 5-cent coin, take a good look at the mint mark. If you spot any errors or the absence of a mint mark, you could be holding onto something truly special. Keep in mind that the condition of the coin is everything. make sure it's stored properly and kept in the best condition possible to ensure it holds its maximum value. Today, we're diving into a truly fascinating and valuable piece of American history, the United States 5-cent coin from 1964. This seemingly humble nickel holds more than just a little bit of history. It could also be worth a whole lot more than you think. By the end of this video, you'll discover just how much the 1964 5-cent coin with the right mint mark is really worth. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. The 1964 5-cent coin is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which was first introduced in 1938. The design features the famous third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse side of the coin, and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse side. This design remained largely unchanged for decades, and the 1964 nickel is no exception. However, what makes the 1964 5-cent coin so intriguing isn't just its design, it's what's hidden in the details, particularly the mint mark. As many of you know, mint marks are symbols that tell us where a coin was minted. In 1964, there were three primary mint marks for coins produced in the United States: the P for Philadelphia, the D for Denver, and the S for San Francisco. Most of the 1964 nickels you'll come across will either have no mint mark, for Philadelphia, or a D for Denver. But the key to understanding the true value of the 1964 5-cent coin lies in one very special mint mark. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1964 nickel with an S mint mark, then you're in for a real treat. You see, while 1964 was a major year for coin production in the United States, the minting process that year led to a very limited number of 1964 nickels with the S mint mark. In fact, it's considered one of the rarer varieties of the 1964 Jefferson Nickel. The San Francisco Mint was primarily responsible for producing proof coins in 1964, but a small batch of regular circulation coins with the S mint mark made it out into circulation. These coins are highly coveted by collectors because of their scarcity, but what makes this coin even more special is the condition it's in. Many of these S mint mark nickels were released into regular circulation and saw heavy use. Coins that were heavily circulated became worn and damaged over time, which drastically reduces their value. However, some 1964 nickels with the S mint mark were kept in pristine condition. These coins, often referred to as uncirculated or mint state, are much rarer than their worn counterparts. The key here is that the less wear and tear on a coin, the more valuable it becomes. Now, let's talk about the money part. Most regular 1964 nickels, even with the S mint mark, aren't worth much more than their face value, which is just 5 cents. But when you have an uncirculated 1964 nickel with the rare S mint mark, that's where the real value lies. A coin that's been preserved in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal signs of wear, can command a much higher price in the coin collecting world. And here's the exciting part: the value of a 1964 5-cent coin with an S mint mark in uncirculated condition can reach as much as $75,000. Yes, you heard that right, $75,000 for a single 1964 nickel. It may seem unbelievable, but when you factor in the rarity of these coins, especially those in top-tier condition, the price makes sense. Rare, well-preserved coins with mint errors or unusual mint marks often go for prices that make heads spin. And the 1964 S nickel is no exception. If you're lucky enough to have a 1964 nickel with an S mint mark, it could be worth a small fortune. But remember, condition is everything. Even the rarest coins won't fetch top dollar if they've been heavily circulated or damaged over the years. So, if you think you have one of these valuable nickels, make sure to examine it closely for signs of wear or any imperfections. In the world of numismatics, coins like these are the holy grail. They don't come by often, and when they do, they're snapped up by collectors who know exactly what they're worth. If you find yourself holding a 1964 nickel in excellent condition with the S mint mark, consider yourself incredibly fortunate. Today, we're going to talk about something really exciting: the United States 5-cent coin from 1985, better known as the 1985 mint mark nickel. This might seem like a simple, everyday coin to most people, but let me tell you, this little nickel could be hiding a value far beyond its face value. Stick with me through this video to find out just how much this coin could be worth. The 1985 5-cent coin, part of the Jefferson Nickel series, has an interesting story. The design has been in circulation since 1938, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side and Monticello, his Virginia estate, on the reverse. While the design itself has remained largely unchanged for decades, it's the minting details, specifically the mint mark, that makes certain 1985 nickels much more valuable than others. Let's talk about what makes the 1985 nickel so special. As with any year, the mint mark is a key detail when determining the value of a coin. In 1985, the United States Mint produced nickels with the P mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. While many of these coins are fairly common and can be found without much effort, there's one specific type of 1985 5-cent coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, and that's the 1985 coin with a rare error or minting flaw. Before we get into the rare version of this coin, let's first touch on the general minting process. Most 1985 nickels that were minted in Denver or Philadelphia are readily available and don't fetch more than a few dollars in average condition. So, why do some 1985 nickels stand out from the rest? The key lies in certain minting errors and the condition of the coin. In some cases, 1985 nickels from the Denver Mint or Philadelphia Mint have been discovered with defects or unusual characteristics, such as die cracks, double dies, or even incorrect stamping. These errors are incredibly important to collectors, as they make the coins much rarer and much more desirable, but what really drives the value of the 1985 5-cent coin to astronomical heights is the condition. As most of these coins were released into circulation, they became worn and damaged over time. However, a few rare examples of the 1985 nickel were preserved in mint condition. These nickels, still in pristine, uncirculated shape, are what collectors are constantly on the lookout for. A perfectly preserved 1985 5-cent coin, particularly one with a mint mark from the right mint and without any wear or damage, is a true gem. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a 1985 nickel worth more than a few bucks? It all comes down to rarity and condition. Most of the 1985 5-cent coins are not particularly valuable because they're still in circulation and they don't have any mint errors. But if you find an uncirculated 1985 nickel in perfect condition, especially one with a rare error, then you're holding something special. A coin like this can easily stand out from the pack and fetch a much higher price. And here's the exciting part: if you happen to have one of these rare, uncirculated 1985 nickels, the value can skyrocket. So, what exactly are we talking about here in terms of numbers? Well, believe it or not, a perfectly preserved 1985 5-cent coin with the right mint mark and in uncirculated condition can be worth an incredible $65,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $65,000 for a single 1985 nickel. That's a huge amount of money for a coin that you might have thought was just another piece of pocket change. Now, finding one of these rare, high-value 1985 nickels is no easy task. Most collectors are constantly searching through old coin jars, rolls of coins, and even at local coin shops, hoping to find a rare gem. If you happen to come across an uncirculated 1985 5-cent coin, it could be well worth your time to get it appraised. The condition of the coin is key, and the higher the quality, the more you'll be able to get for it. If you have a stash of old coins lying around, now might be the perfect time to go through them. You never know, that ordinary 1985 nickel could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Just make sure to carefully inspect each coin for any mint errors or unusual features that could make it a valuable collector's item. So, whether you're an avid coin collector or just someone with a passing interest in numismatics, don't underestimate the value of those old coins you might have lying around. The 1985 5-cent coin is a perfect example of how something as small and seemingly insignificant as a nickel can carry a much bigger price tag when you least expect it. In conclusion, if you have a 1985 5-cent coin that's in uncirculated condition, particularly one with a mint mark from Denver or Philadelphia and no signs of wear or damage, you could be holding onto a coin worth a jaw-dropping $65,000. That's a significant amount of money for a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. If you're out there searching for rare coins, make sure to keep your eyes peeled for any 1985 nickels that might be hiding in your collection or in your change. Today, we have something really exciting to discuss, a coin that you might have overlooked before but could be hiding a treasure trove of value. We're talking about the United States 5-cent coin from 1994, or the 1994 mint mark nickel. This coin, while it may seem like just another piece of pocket change, has the potential to be worth much more than you'd expect. Stick with me throughout the video to uncover just how valuable this 1994 nickel could be. The 1994 5-cent coin, part of the Jefferson Nickel series, was minted during a relatively quiet time in U.S. history. The country was in the midst of the 90s, with the economy booming and the world of coinage continuing its usual course. The design of the Jefferson Nickel, with Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, remained the same in 1994 as it had for decades. But here's the thing, while most people would look at this nickel and think it's just like any other, it's the details that matter when it comes to coin collecting. When it comes to understanding the true value of a coin, the mint mark plays a crucial role. In 1994, the United States Mint produced nickels with a variety of mint marks, but the ones you're really looking for are the 1994 nickels with specific minting errors or flaws that occurred during production. These minting errors are what set certain coins apart from the rest, making them incredibly desirable to collectors and numismatists. The most common mint marks you'll see on the 1994 nickels are P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and sometimes S for San Francisco. While these coins are still quite abundant and easy to find, the real value lies in the rare errors or flaws that occurred in the minting process. For example, there are some 1994 5-cent coins that were minted with a double die, which means the design was stamped more than once, causing a blurry or doubled appearance of the image. These errors make the coin much more unique and valuable. However, the real prize in the 1994 5-cent coin collection is finding one that is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most of the 1994 nickels out there have been used and worn down, showing signs of time spent in circulation. But if you happen to have one that's been preserved in mint condition, free from scratches, discoloration, or any signs of wear, you've got yourself a real treasure. Uncirculated coins are significantly more valuable because they have maintained their original sharp details and appeal. So, what makes the 1994 5-cent coin so special to collectors? It all comes down to the rarity of uncirculated coins, especially those with mint errors. Coins that are in excellent condition are hard to find in a world where most coins get tossed around in pocket change or subjected to the daily wear and tear of regular use. A well-preserved coin from 1994, particularly one with a minting flaw, is a rare find that collectors are always on the lookout for. But here's where the excitement really builds. When you get a rare 1994 nickel in mint condition, especially if it has a double die error or any other minting anomaly, the value jumps significantly. So, just how much can this coin really be worth? Well, if you happen to have a pristine 1994 5-cent coin, possibly with an error or flaw, it could be worth an astonishing $45,000. That's right, $45,000 for a single 1994 nickel. It might sound unbelievable, but in the world of coin collecting, rare coins with minting errors and in mint condition can fetch a pretty hefty price. For those lucky enough to have discovered a 1994 5-cent coin in near-perfect condition, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. So, if you're someone who's casually collecting coins or if you've got an old jar of nickels lying around, it's definitely worth taking a closer look at your 1994 5-cent coins. Examine them carefully for any signs of mint errors, unique features, or simply to check if they've been preserved in top condition. You never know, you might just have a coin worth thousands sitting in your collection. In conclusion, the 1994 5-cent coin may seem like just another nickel at first glance, but when you dig deeper into its history and condition, you'll realize just how much value it can hold. Whether you've got a flawless coin with a minting error or a perfectly preserved uncirculated piece, this 1994 nickel could be worth up to $45,000. So, don't overlook those nickels you come across. You might have a valuable piece of history right in front of you. Today's video is going to be one you won't want to miss. We're diving into a rare and valuable piece of American numismatic history, the United States 5-cent coin from 1992, or the 1992 mint mark nickel. This seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to be worth far more than you might expect. So grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the story behind this nickel and why it could be worth a small fortune. First, let's take a moment to understand the history of the 1992 Jefferson Nickel. The coin is part of the Jefferson Nickel series, which has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1938. The obverse side features Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, while the reverse showcases his famous estate, Monticello, in Virginia. While the design has remained largely unchanged for decades, there are subtle details in the minting process that can make certain coins stand out. And this is exactly what we're focusing on today, the 1992 5-cent coin and its potential to surprise collectors. Now, let's talk about the minting process. In 1992, the United States Mint produced nickels with various mint marks, which tell us where the coin was struck. You'll commonly find the P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Most of these coins from 1992 were produced with the Philadelphia or Denver mint marks, but here's where things get interesting. While most 1992 nickels are fairly common and easy to find, there are certain versions that are much more valuable than others. This is all due to the unique factors of rarity and condition. One key factor that sets certain 1992 nickels apart from the rest is the presence of minting errors. These errors can occur for various reasons during the production process, such as a misaligned die, a double die, or a planchet error. Some 1992 nickels even feature a slight misstriking, which makes them unique and highly coveted by collectors. These imperfections create a sense of rarity that drives up the value of the coin significantly, but even if your 1992 nickel doesn't feature a minting error, the condition it's in is just as important when determining its value. Like most coins, the more time a nickel spends in circulation, the more it shows signs of wear and tear. Scratches, discoloration, and worn-out edges all decrease the value of the coin. On the other hand, an uncirculated 1992 5-cent coin, one that has been preserved in pristine condition, is a much rarer find and can be worth much more. If you happen to have a 1992 nickel that has been kept in excellent condition, free from damage and with its sharp details intact, you could have a coin that's worth far more than its face value. And if you're fortunate enough to have one with a rare minting error, then you're holding on to a true treasure. It's these rare, uncirculated examples of the 1992 5-cent coin that can fetch incredible prices in the market. Now, here comes the exciting part. The value of a 1992 5-cent coin is not just a few dollars, it could be worth an astonishing $95,000. Yes, you heard that right, $95,000. That's the potential value of a 1992 nickel in mint condition, especially if it features a rare minting error or flaw. To think that a simple 5-cent coin could be worth so much money is truly mind-blowing, but in the world of rare coin collecting, this is exactly the kind of treasure collectors are willing to pay big money for. Finding a 1992 nickel in such pristine condition might seem like a long shot, but it's certainly not impossible. As you go through your old coin collections or even search through rolls of coins from the 90s, it's worth taking a closer look at any 1992 nickels you come across. Inspect them for any signs of minting errors or, better yet, see if you have one that's in near-perfect, uncirculated condition. You might just be holding on to a coin worth a small fortune. So, what can we take away from all of this? The 1992 5-cent coin may seem like just another nickel in your change jar, but when you dig deeper into its history, rarity, and condition, you realize it's anything but ordinary. A well-preserved 1992 nickel, especially one with a minting error, could be worth up to $95,000. If you have one of these coins in your possession, it might be time to take it to an expert for an appraisal. Even if you don't think your 1992 nickel has any unique features, it's always worth examining more closely. After all, you never know what hidden value might be lurking in that old coin jar or loose change you have lying around. Thanks for tuning in today and discovering the potential value of the 1992 5-cent coin. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future coin discoveries. Happy hunting, and good luck finding that rare treasure.